Faculty will gather to remember the victims of a double murder and suicide. Police say Colin Kingston went to an off-campus home on Wadsworth Street Sunday and killed his ex-girlfriend and her friend. He then killed himself. School officials will hold a ceremony tonight at 7. News 4's Dave Graber shows us how this tragic event has prompted a local police department to start new training. Dave?
Well, Don and Jackie, police say there were no red flags about the 3-year relationship between Kelsey Anisi and Colin Kingston. But that was before it ended. Then Kingston walked into her house near SUNY Geneseo and eliminated all doubt. This relationship, according to officials, was wrought with domestic violence.
It breaks my heart. And I think it could have been prevented.
The double murder-suicide that rocked the SUNY Geneseo community last Sunday is as puzzling as it is tragic, domestic violence advocates say. Somewhere, signs were missed. Those signs and other information drove Mary Travers Murphy to the Tonawanda Police Department Wednesday morning. She was offering her agency as a critical resource to the men and women who are often on the front lines of domestic violence.
It's critical that police officers understand how complex these relationships are. It's important for them to understand that they're dealing with traumatized victims.
Police say the 3-year relationship between Colin Kingston and Kelsey Anisi had no history of violence or struggle. But the breakup became too much for Kingston to bear, and he snapped, killing Anisi, the man she was with, and then himself.
The most dangerous point is when victim leaves the perpetrator. And the minute the perpetrator feels that control is coming unraveled, they can go lethal like that.
While police say Kingston never had a history of making threats against others, he did share suicidal thoughts with friends before he walked into the back door of this off-campus home armed with a large knife that he'd recently bought. There's a lesson in that.
We need to get to kids before they get to the point where they're being told, hey, you leave, I'll kill myself. You leave, I'll take you out. By the time it gets to that point, we are in a dangerous, critical situation.
Tonawanda Detective Joseph Scarpina has spent decades investigating domestic violence cases. He wishes more people, victims, and their friends and relatives would take action at the first sign of problems.
There are a lot of times when you have an incident like this, and I would guess there were warning signs somewhere.
Now, if you see warning signs or believe that you're a victim of domestic violence, officials urge you to take action. Waiting, as you see at SUNY Geneseo, could be the difference between life and death. Reporting live in the studio, Dave Graber, News 4 at 5.